Hi, thank you for being here.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, asking me.
Uh,
Love to have the chance to
we
talk
couldn't
about
we
my
could
favorite place.
couldn't no, we couldn't have done this without you. We'd have to we could not done these interviews without adding you.
Well, it's
Um,
it's really a pleasure
Thank you,
and
buddy.
an honor.
What's your name? Where you from? And how long you been coming to Graywell?
My name is Vern Waters. I'm 62 years old now. I turned 62 last October, and I've been coming to Graywell since probably since the first store opened that I found out about. I found out about university, and then there was a store in Riverdale, a couple of different stores in Riverdale, and so that's where I used to always hang out. So 40 plus years. How was this 40th
This is
anniversary?
40th
Okay,
exactly.
so 40 years.
You are a soup to nuts Graywell person.
Yep, I have my original Killer Whale card, the orange. Um,
I wish you'd have brought that for the video.
I'll
We'll
check
we'll
and
we'll,
see
we'll put some
if I've got
content
it.
up
I'll
later.
send a picture of it if I don't have it with me. It's probably at my office.
That's amazing.
But I'm in the three digits, like under 900. So I think it's like six something, maybe, or four something. I can't remember.
Impressive. We don't see a lot of those anymore. They've
Yeah,
they've really dwindled.
yeah.
And the people that have them never want to give them up. They want to
Nope.
hold on to them forever.
Yeah, I have it. It's in a cherished place. So I don't think I have it in my wallet. I should have thought about it.
Yeah,
I did bring my gray whale back. I have two of those. So
yeah, nice. So you work in the local library system.
yes, Salt Lake County Library System.
Yeah,
I've been with this system for, I'm actually about to start my 14th year.
yeah, that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, I started in February, 14
So
years ago.
in your work scheduling, we were talking earlier about you doing this interview, and
Oh,
you had placed a reminder on your computer, and what happened at work with that?
yeah, I had kind of a mix up at an earlier time when we had talked about getting together to talk. And so that I would not let myself do that again, I worked it into the schedule and I marked out a 3 hour block. And I put in the schedule that I had an interview at Gray Whale at 5:30 p.m. And yesterday, some of my staff members said to my assistant, "Is Vern trying to go to work at Gray Whale?" And she's like, "No." And then we talked about it last night, and she laughed, and she said, "I left it because it's just so funny." But in my head, I knew what I meant. But yeah, I feel like I pay some of your staff salaries by the
That's
amount of
exactly right. I wanted to parlay
purchases.
that. You may not be interviewing for a job, but you do keep us funded, and we
I
very much
I
appreciate it.
do. I really try to do my best every week.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's your favorite part about coming to Graywell?
the talking to you and your staff. I always feel so welcomed and warm. Your staff members and you are getting to know the things that I love. And so Dylan will say, "Oh, you should try this album because it's our kind of stuff. It's the stuff we like." Ella will be like, "You might like this because it's really cool, girl pop," and and it's always right up my alley. I always love everything. And you, of course, know all of my crazy stuff that I just love.
No, that comes from just experience and time.
Yes.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and you have a lot of our musical taste.
Yeah.
The Venn
We.
diagram crosses over a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, that kind of answers the question of what do you mostly come to Graywell for? You are what your formats you like the most are CD and
So
vinyl.
CD and vinyl, yeah. I buy a fair amount of Blu-rays and DVDs. Yeah, I still have every player that I can think of, cassette players, and I still have some cassettes. Although my ex-wife made me give away thousands of cassettes a few years ago, which is just still heartbreaking. But
We
she
don't,
didn't touch the vinyl.
uh,
She hasn't touched the guitars.
that's good. Talk about your guitar collection. What do you?
So I like all kinds of guitars. I've used guitars in my work at the library. I do lots of programming. Buddy and I do kind of an ongoing series. It's very random. There's no predictability for it. It just sort of happens when there's an occasion. We call it Rockin' Story Time because about 6 years ago, the theme of the summer reading program was Libraries Rock. And one of my colleagues, that is one of my dearest friends, saw my buddy Dave Gruber Allen, who there's probably DVDs on your shelves that Dave is in. He lives in downtown Salt Lake, and we just kind of partnered up. So Melody saw him with his guitar on his back when we were getting ready to start the library's rock summer reading program. And she said, Dave, would you be interested in doing a rock and story time? And he said, I don't know what that is, but yes. And so he said, is there some story times that I can go and see? Like, what do you envision? And so I was working at the South Jordan Library at the time, and we did a yoga story time. And I played music. I had a librarian that worked for me who was a trained yoga instructor, certified, and so she would just do different things. She would name the poses different things so that it would go with the books or the songs that we were doing. Sometimes I'd play my own original stuff or play along with recordings or different things, but the main thing was so the kids could see different guitars. So I've got, I don't know, I don't count anymore, around 50. My ex-wife used to say, how many guitars do you need? And the answer is one. Just one more. It's always just one more. I'm always on the lookout. So
That's amazing.
I had an assistant manager, two assistants ago. She came into my office and I had some, it was her first day. I had some guitars out of the cases on stands. And she said, how many guitars do you need? And I said, just one more. And she goes, you only need one and it should be pink. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a pink one. I'm still looking for a pink one. So I said to her, how many human children do you need? She's from Bosnia. So talking to her is just a delight because of her accent. And I said, I know you've got a pink one. So what are you going to do with the blue one? And she goes, I'm starting to see how you think.
That's great. Um, I know in our history, like when I recommend music to you and stuff you don't know, and then you've turned me on to lots of cool stuff that we talked about our kind of crossover. I know that in some of your programs, some of your musical stuff, you've actually come in here like a week later after buying an album and say like I'm learning this song to do it
Yep.
for this event. Like
Yep. Yeah.
always very cool. I think that's really cool, like a cool connection to the
Yeah.
music that we do.
Yeah. I do open mics and different things, and
Yeah.
always come up with different crazy names. The project with Dave, we always have a different band name. Mostly the band right now is called Shush for libraries, but we found out there's a band called Shush, and so I suggested we be the new Shush, and he didn't like that, and so sometimes we spell it without a U, and it's just S and H, a bunch of H's, or we put umlauts over the U for a little while. We were the way overdues. So yeah, there's lots of fun things that we've done over the years.
Um, with the amount of time that you've been coming to Graywell, you've been through every iteration of the company who we are. We've always been locally owned and operated, but you've seen us from beginning to now.
Yeah.
How would you describe what visiting Graywell is like to someone who's never been here, and why should people watching this come visit us?
So chances are you'll find something that you didn't know you needed. For one thing, when you start to browse, get to know people, ask the staff, tell them about the kinds of things that you like. If you're looking for something specific, don't try to find it on Amazon. Come into the store, they'll get it for you as quickly as they can. Shop local, support local. It's the greatest thing. Build the connections. Um, there was a guy here when I was walking in that's a good buddy of mine. He's also a librarian, and we've been kind of seeing each other around record store days and different things, and we bump into each other at bookstores, and so yeah, it's a really nice community. So.
Yeah, that's great. That is so good. Um, can you share a particular memory, experience that's impacted you positively? It can be more than one. Doesn't have to be one thing. Can you just kind of share with us something about Graywell that's impacted you in a positive
Mm.
way?
Oh, there's so many things I don't even know where to start. There's been times when I've kind of bonded with different staff members, and we even like teared up about music that I feel music very viscerally, and I have really um, incredible reactions to music and things. But when I find somebody else that has a similar reaction, it's just wonderful. So, yeah, I can't think of anything specific right now, but
Oh,
I
it's
know it's happened with Dylan. I know it's happened with you. I know it's happened with Ella, with Joey. So,
you're really connected to the current group here. I like that.
oh man, they're
That's
my favorite people.
that's really wonderful. Um, can you think of it doesn't necessarily have to be a grail you've been looking for, or is there something that you found here or we introduced you to that's been a
Oh my
highlight that you?
gosh.
I know it's a lot because you are
Yeah,
a huge consumer of music, but is
there's
there a specific thing you can think of?
so many things. Especially, I like guitar instrumental music,
Yeah.
and especially kind of the, I don't even know what they call it now. When I was much younger, they called it kind of new age stuff, but mostly fingerstyle. Or but there's people like Julian Lage who just crosses the gamut. He says he's a jazz guitar player, but I've seen him do everything, and I've got almost everything he does. So things like that. Um, I you probably can think of more things than I do. One of the things that I try to always do when I visit is I'll show the staff member the stack, and I'll say, what am I missing? And you're really great to always say, oh, you missed this, or have you thought about this? And like I like a lot of, I'll buy multiple formats, and so I really love when I can get something on vinyl that I can listen to at home. But then I like the portability of CDs, and so if I can get it on both LP and CD, I love that.
We don't take it for granted that you like multiple formats, and we try really hard not to just put stuff on you. That's one thing that we take pride in is we don't just throw, like, if we have some junk record that's not selling, we
there's,
don't just throw it at Vern.
I
We want
think
to make
there's
sure it's
only
stuff we
been
actually
one
like.
time, Dustin, when you said to me, "Try this album. If you don't like it, please don't tell me." And of course, I loved it because you know the kind of stuff that I really like. I found Reflex Politics of Dancing one time that I didn't think I'd ever see again. I had a cassette copy, and when my ex made me get rid of the cassettes, that one went away, and I couldn't believe it when I found another one.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and bands like Brewer, when those reissues came out, I you got me the Doot Doot album and had all those extra tracks. And
Yeah.
love all that kind of stuff too. And,
Well, I don't mean this as an insult in any way or with any disrespect, but it's you make it easy.
oh,
You
thank
are
you.
so open to
When
stuff, but we, like I said, we don't ever want to throw anything at you don't like, and I don't
I
ever waste the time.
I will tell you if I ever get something that like wasn't really my cup of tea.
I,
And there's been a couple things when I first start to listen. What's the guy's name? Um, it's like two really short things. Nick somebody. He's a yodeler. Do you know who I'm
oh,
thinking
Nick
of?
Shoulders.
Nick Shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah, like when I first put it on, I'm like, oh, Dustin, but it's so good. And
it crawls
I,
in your head real
yes,
quick.
I'm doing a little thing. The city library asked me to be one of their judges for the Hum project. Do you know about that?
Hmm.
So one of the local artists, like, sounds like he has to be trying so hard to be Nick Shoulders in Utah. And he's just failing. It's listenable, but it's not as great as Nick Shoulders. So
I think it's a very thin line to walk to be able to do that well. Because
yes, yep,
otherwise, it just
I
sounds
agree.
like you said when you first look at it, you're like,
Yep,
I don't like this.
yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah.
that's really great. Um, I want to talk about to wrap this up. I want to talk. Is there any other memories or anything you want to share with us?
Oh, so one time I came in and we were just kind of talking, and I was buying a few things, and then Dustin, you looked at me and you said, "Oh, here's this signed canvas album cover from Smashing Pumpkins that you won, and so can I just take a picture?" And I was like, I couldn't believe that. It hangs in my kitchen. It's a really cherished possession. So thank you for
No, you're
all of the
welcome.
wonderful things over the years.
Yeah, man. Like again, this place is not what it is without people like you, and especially you in particular.
Thank you. You're so
Um,
kind.
so I want to shout out two things. I want to make sure you shout out where can we find you, social
Okay.
media, any of that kind of stuff, and
So
what are
I
you up
don't
to?
post a lot of my own stuff. I am on Instagram, the music underscore library man. I'll post occasionally there. I post on Facebook, and you can find me just by my name. I don't post a lot there, and I try not to post the same things
Okay.
on both of those medias. But the main thing that I'm known for since probably September of last year, we started these things at the library that's called the Sunday Puns. So every Sunday morning, a new pun gets released, and it's just these super silly things. And the dumbest ones are the ones that the biggest
What's the
hits.
dumbest one that's hit?
The dumbest one, um, the first one I think that went global. I think it's 2.3 million views right now. Is all of the crows in the entire world have lost the ability to speak. Scientists are trying to find the cause. For some reason, that thing just connected and went viral. We were watching it, and it'd be like, at first it was like 100, 200, 300, and then it was 1,000. And within a couple of days, a friend of mine, the one that I was telling you about that got me connected with Dave, one of her kids watches a YouTuber from the country of Cyprus who does like gerbil videos or something. And she came up and she's like, Mom, the gerbil guy in Cyprus reposted Vern's pun video about the crows. So,
It's incredible.
yeah.
So where can they find these Sunday puns?
So if you look for the county library, it's so presumptuous. It really kind of irritates me. We had this marketing person. I'm not going to call you out by name, Liz, but she used to say that to distinguish us from the city library, we were the county library. And I'm like, oh, like there's no other county libraries in the United States. So yeah, you can find us on the county library, or if you just search Salt Lake County Library System, you'll be
Cool.
able to find those.
And we'll add the tag in the post when
Okay.
these videos
Thank
go
you.
up. That's so good. Congratulations on your global success.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um,
We had a retiring fiscal manager, probably in October. Every year at the end of the year, they have a meeting with us and they say, is there any money that you can give back? They call it the give backs. And so we didn't have very much from our branch that we could give back, but the little bit that we could, she said, well, is there something that we should do with that money? And I said, yes. Here's what I think you should do with the leftover money. You should pay the social media person, the pun person, $1 a view. And she goes, oh, what are we talking about? I said, oh, there's this thing called Instagram where people put videos and pictures and things up. She goes, I know what Instagram is. And she said, what are we talking for, the dollar? I said, well, the crow video, at the time it was 1.2 million. And she goes, you think I should give you $1.2 million? And I said, wait, it's not just me. I'm not being selfish. The person behind the camera, Marissa, just got engaged. We've got a wedding to pay for. I'm willing to split. And when I told Marissa about it, she said, even a penny of you at this point would be pretty good. So,
I'm advocating for your rights.
yes,
Get some
you.
money.
Thank you.
Vern, thank you so much
Thank
for doing
you
this
so
with
much.
us, man.
It's
It means
such a
the world to
pleasure.
us.
I love the chance to talk about it.
No, thank you. And we love you and we thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, buddy.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, you will.
Probably Friday.
Well, I won't be here. I'll be gone all week.
Oh, yes, you will.